24 hours of getting you ready for anything, and we have seen the news over and over and over. This is something that you have never seen. It is the world launch of the Mighty Dam. And what this does, it's a sandless flood bag. So when you see the trouble coming, what you're gonna do is just add water, and this becomes a sandbag, an actual sandbag. It is so incredible. We are going to include for you, I think it's 2 of these, for $19.95, 2 flex payments. I will tell you already, people have started ordering this. They went online to find it. And if you want it, you need to be ordering it now because we have sell-out quantities of this. We just couldn't get many, but this is the only place right now you can get it. Tim Wilkins, you better get in here because I'm telling you, this is gonna go fast, guys. I've never seen anything like it. I've never heard of anything like it. This is the world launch, and this is how you're gonna store it, like right here. Isn't that crazy?
And it's already got the stuff inside. It's sealed on both ends. I will tell you, it comes in a cryo seal already so that it doesn't get any moisture on it, because when you get this wet, this is gonna fill up and be up to 30 pounds. You don't have to store the sand, find the sand, store the filled sandbag once you fill it. It is so easy. When you take this out of the pack, if you can check this out, it's about 7 ounces.
Okay.
When you get this wet, it fills up to about 30 pounds. This one is, I believe, 27.1? 27, it's in there. Oh, that one's 7.6. And the other one is, indeed, a little sun going on here. It's 27 when it comes back on. We'll show you that in a minute. But check this out. So it has this non-toxic polymer inside that when you have that area by the garage, when you have that area by the doors, by wherever it is, by the back patio, wherever that weather stripping isn't good enough, wherever you know that flood of water is gonna be, for tents, for tarps, you're able to fill this up without storing that big heavy bag and put that in place.
How incredible is that? How incredible, because for most of us, when it comes to a flood situation, most of us don't really deal, hopefully, with the water that comes up, you know, to the rooftop. What you do deal with, especially in Texas, I had 2 floods that came in, the water came in under the front door.
Under the front door.
And completely flooded my floor, and I had to have the whole thing ripped out. This would have prevented that completely.
As the snow is melting, I remember when we lived in Minnesota, we had 2 spots that were just absolute runoffs. It says on the, I always love to give you the disclaimers, it says in the instruction manual it takes about 5 minutes to fully inflate. I'm telling you, in about 45 seconds, this is gonna be 2/3 to 3/4 inflated, and you're gonna see what it looks like, and then I'm gonna show you what's actually inside it, so you can see how cool it is and how nice it's gonna be not to be storing these big heavy sandbags or lugging them or be out on, when I was a kid, we had a flood.
You have to drive to the place where they have the sand and then
get the bags.
You've gotta lift them up and get them back. I mean, for most of us, it's really difficult.
This is what you store the rest of the time when you're not using them. You gotta have that. It was a 2-man crew. I was out fanning off a flood in about 1984, 1985 with a 4-man crew, tractors and shovels for hours on end. What I wouldn't have given to take a couple of these, put these in a line, and just hose them down and have that wall build up. You can actually do that, build the pyramid with them empty, and fill it up, and it will fill up into that protective barrier to save you, your belongings, your family from that upcoming water.
Unbelievable. I know so many people that really, with this last hurricane, the water just came in under the front door, but because it could get in through the garage, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And because it came in, then it ruined their entire, like up to like about a foot, you know, in their house. They have to have everything ripped out. If they had had this at their front door, if they had had this at their garage door,
to protect against where you just never know where those spots are going to be. Now, here's a great shot of what it is that's inside of this. It's, like I said, it's a non-toxic polymer. So
this is it right here?
I put a tablespoon in here. We'll just put a little bit in there, and you'll see it start to fill up and absorb the water. Check that out. And then it solidifies. It's making that kind of gelatin mush going on in there. Look at it rising. Look at it. Now, this is gonna fill these bags, and you know water already weighs 8 pounds per gallon. It holds about 3 gallons of water. With the polymer, with the bag, you're talking about up to 30 pounds. Look at that, it's just filling and filling, and it's a sludge inside there. And as you do it, you know that this is that barrier that's gonna protect when these guys get together, oh, look at that. This is fun. This is like, I love these little science experiments.
It's almost like a gel.
So now the great thing about this, one of the many, is you can reuse these over and over and over by letting them dry out. You don't want to do it in the heat because that will over time degrade the size and the weight of the stuff inside. Now check this out. We've only had this in a couple minutes.
Look.
This is the best.
That is incredible.
2 minutes, that's what you're going to have protecting your family and your valuables from those rising waters. From even a runoff spot. I've had construction work done in my backyard, and then, you know, they dig the pool, or they come and they redid our lights, and they dug up a bunch of stuff, and it redirected the runoff. And that came into our patio doors and into the back rooms, into the family room, living room, and kitchen, and got a bunch of stuff wet. We lost the pad, the carpet, and a bunch of the baseboards. That was an expensive fix to have baseboards put back down again.
Oh, yeah. It's so expensive. And let me tell you what, for $19.95, to be able to buy a couple of these and get 2 flex payments on it, I'm going to check and see. Doug, did you check and see if this was buy more and save on our shipping and handling? Well, hopefully Doug will check on that for me. 520, oh, it does. So what you can do is, if you want multiples of these, the shipping and handling on additional ones will be half price shipping and handling. It's brand new. It is the world launch that you're experiencing. If I could step right over here, if you could follow me over here. I just want you to see, okay, the before and the after, because that's the after.
Here's what you're storing. I'll hold this up for you.
Here's the before, okay? Just this light piece almost feels like felt or something, you know? Just right here, your before, you store this.
I'll hold up the after.
You add fresh water, okay? And then it's going to turn into this. A ready-made sandbag. It's such a brilliant idea.
And to be able to reuse it and reuse it without storing.
Over and over.
Without storing this. And it's not just about disasters. We actually use these when we're out shooting video for our tent stakes. A lot of people that bring the tents out for the kids events. Tailgating kids football and kids soccer is all the rage anymore. And you've got here it is right here, holding the tent stakes down. To be able to do this and not have to store 30 pounds of sandbags. If you're just doing painting like we just did, you don't have to have those big sandbags all over. You don't have to go fill them up. You don't have to find a place to keep them and then tote them down. Just take them out and wet them. It's really that simple.
Okay, it's 520794 is your item number. If you want this, you need to be ordering it right now. This is absolutely the most amazing solution. It's a solution that is simple. It's a solution that is affordable. And it's a solution that can save you $1 zillion. And when I say a zillion, I know how much I spent in terms of replacing the flooring in my house in Texas because the rain came in under the front door.
Under the front door. Now, here's a great example of that. So you know that that's going to be one of those spots. We get flash rains around here. We had one a couple weeks ago. We got about 6 inches in a few hours in our backyard. To be able to protect your back door, your front door, your side door, where you know that rain is going to build up, to create that barrier, actually to be able to leave that for a few months as the snow melts, as the rains come steady in Florida during about June until almost October, November, you know you're getting rains. Then when the time comes, you put these in a cool, dry place. Over about 10 to 15 days, they'll actually go down and they'll get back to their normal size, about 7 ounces. Store them until the next time you need them. You don't have to hold those big, heavy sandbags, put them somewhere. It is so easy to have these.
It's so easy to have them. It might be for a leaky window. It might be your garage door. Only part of my parents' house that flooded during the hurricane, the water came in under the garage door.
You know, the last time it did that, and I wasn't aware, it was, we had a bunch of cardboard boxes in the garage with keepsakes, some photos, some things, and a lot of books, and it rotted out the bottom of those boxes, and it caused a lot of damage to things that were not replaceable. That's why it's so very important to keep the water out and to have a way to do that. And be prepared to have these just tucked in a kit in the garage to say, all right, flood's coming, rain's coming, heavy duty something, I need to block this off. And to be able to look at this, and this stores.
This is what it turned into. Just add water. And that was just a little.
That was a tablespoon of what's inside here.
Of what's inside here. So what is how much water does it
Up
take
to
in?
3 gallons, which is 8 pounds a gallon, of course, we know that. So it's about 30 pounds when the polymer is completely full.
It's really heavy too.
Well, that one,
But see, this is the good part. You could put this in place, and then you just take the garden hose, for example, and put it on top of it, so you don't even have to lift it.
No,
right?
It is so easy. Actually, you can create a little barrier, and then what you want to do is you want to weight those down so that the water or the rain doesn't take them, but you make your little, you make your pyramid with them in advance when they're dry, and then wet them down. It'll fill up without toting them anywhere, so that saves your back, hip, and knees.
Wow, what a great idea.
6 ounces it comes,
solution.
up to 30 pounds.
If it helps you one time for a $20 bill, if it helps you just that one time, that water doesn't come in under your garage door, under your front door, that back door that leaks a little bit, any place that you have that leak, because we all have them, and you will only find them when the rain blows a certain way, and then all of a sudden you went, how did that happen? And boy, the damage is so bad when it comes to water damage. And a lot of it, some of it is not covered. Like, I think mine wasn't covered because it blew in under the front door.
You know, there's always that little hitch in the flood
like
coverage.
something.
And if you don't live in the 100-year floodplain or something, they've always got a way to get around paying for some of that stuff. You're storing this. You're folding this up 6 ounces as it starts out, and when you fill it with water, in just a few minutes, you've got 30 pounds of protection. A couple of these next to each other, sealing off that back door. A few of them in a line, sealing off that garage door. A few of those in a pyramid, sealing off all kinds of areas and protecting your valuables and protecting your family against floods.
You know, I hope you never have to use them, but boy,
well,
it's so nice to know.
You, when the time comes, it's going to be too late.
That when they start, you know, going, okay, there's going to be all this flooding, and then you've got your solution. You do not have to run, try to get the sandbags, stand in that line, try to get the sandbags into your car, get them out of your car. You've got your solution right there, stored so efficiently, takes up like virtually no space, and for a $20 bill. If you want to buy multiples, we're going to give you half off of your shipping and handling on every other one that you want. We will give you 2. Just add water, and your Mighty Dam is going to activate, and you can use it over and over and over.
I like the way you said it. Mighty Dam Activate. It's kind of like a superhero.
I live in a condo. I feel like I should get these anyway.
Well, you would use these for tents and
idea.
Traveling and all sorts of things. It's always good to have around.
Great idea. Tim, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alice.
This is a great solution for you, and world launch right here. But you know what's right around the corner? Let's talk about something less